So today, March 31st, 2020, we are going to begin notes in chapter 16 as we discuss World War II. And in order to do so, I would suggest using your notes outline. You do not need to use your notes outline, but it would be a good suggestion for you as we begin taking notes here. If you're used to using them, please do. But we do need to kind of go over the end of chapter 15. At the end of chapter 15, we were talking about the idea of to permit means to promote, which we talked about Japan and Italy, other Axis powers doing this as well, but so too was Germany. Germany marched troops into the Rhineland, which belonged to France, and France did nothing. They created an Anschluss with Austria, basically annexing Austria. They said they wanted to unify Germans or these Aryan people as also part of Czechoslovakia or specifically Sudetenland, and the world did nothing. And as a result, they're going to set their aims further. And so the Germans are also wanting control of parts of Poland. As they do this, they specifically wanted part of Poland called the Polish Corridor. Corridor is like a hallway, right? And so in this case, a corridor, the Polish corridor was the Polish access to the Baltic Sea, as you can see from the map. That was their aim, although they're going to take other parts of Poland as well. The way they're going to do this is that they're going to create a non-aggression pact with Russia. Hitler and Stalin are going to create a non-aggression pact between Germany and Russia, and the way they would, or the reason they would do this is so that Russia does not react. They're going to get away with what they can get away with. And technically speaking, the reason that they created this non aggression pact has everything to do with the two gentlemen we didn't mention earlier. A guy by the name of Litvinov, who was a foreign advisor for Stalin. Litvinov, we would describe as being pro Western, meaning that he saw it was imperative for Russia to have a good relationship with France and Great Britain and work together with France and Great Britain for the betterment of their country, as well as for France and Britain. However, Litvinov has a falling out with Stalin, and Litvinov is fired for all intents and purposes. And so he hires a replacement named Molotov, and Molotov we would describe as being anti-Western, which means that he did not want to have a relationship with Britain and France, and believed that they were not helping Russia in any form. And so instead of being left out on their own, it's better to sign an arrangement or agreement with someone rather than with no one because you don't want left with no allies at all. And so he signed a non-aggression pact with Hitler, and they thought that that was sort of a assurance for them that all was well for them. However, that later on proves to not be the case. On September 1st, 1939, Germany does attack Poland, and Russia does not help out Poland because they had signed that non aggression pact. However, we do know that this did mark the beginning of World War II because Britain and France had decided that enough was enough and war was declared. However, it is not fast enough for them to be able to step in and prevent Poland from being crushed. Poland is defeated very, very quickly, especially with the game plan that Hitler had. His attack is called a Blitzkrieg. A Blitzkrieg is a German word meaning lightning war. A Blitzkrieg, lightning war, because the idea is that planes, trains, trucks, troops, whatever, we're going to move into Poland fast. We're going to knock out the Poles very, very quickly, with the idea that if we do so, including moving into the Polish capital of Warsaw, if we do this very, very quickly, the world does not have time to react. And that's actually what happened as the Poles were defeated in a little less than a month. We will continue this discussion in video number